On this week's podcast, we talk about Infinity War.
Get this man a shield.
Nope, not doing it.
We also have a chat about Deadpool.
Oh, I shit my pants.
Actually, that may have been me.
Not this time, mate.
We talk about Far Cry 5.
Probably another time, but definitely not this time.
Keep listening. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, gamers and geeks alike. It's this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast, and Nigel's not with me, and Keith's not with me. They're a bunch of fucking losers. So I phoned up my brother, and I said, look, can you come and help me out on the podcast? And he said no. So I then phoned up my other brother and asked him if he could come and help out on the podcast, and he said yes. I offered the other brother a PlayStation 4, and he still said no. So,
You refused a goodie and a bribe.
yes, so... hopefully, we're going to talk about Marvel's Infinity War and what our predictions are and all the little gossip and bits and things we've heard. Deadpool, again with all the little bits of gossip and stuff we've heard. And Far Cry 5, because both of us have been playing Far Cry 5 and we both like it. I think one of us likes it more than the other one. It's a good game, though. I can safely say that. So, without further ado, it's Alex. Hello, Alex.
You're right, how's it going?
All right. Okay, so we're going to talk about Marvel's Infinity Wars and everything we're trying to glean from the trailer and bits we can find from the comics and stuff like that. So I'm going to start off with the first question, the one question that's everyone's mind. Where is the Soul Gem? Because it's the only one that we can't track. And it could be in one of two locations. I've narrowed it down to two places in the universe.
Wakanda,
Yeah.
which seems the most obvious.
Yeah.
And where what are they called? The perfect people. What are
I
they
can't
called?
remember what the fucking perfect people were called in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of them.
Yeah, they were gold people. Ben Browder was one of them.
Yeah, the gold people from Guardians of the Galaxy. I personally think it's Wakanda. Although it would make sense if it was the gold people, because then it would have... it makes sense with Adam Warlock coming into it.
Yeah, see, this is the reason that I think... Because it seems a... sorry, I'm just Googling it. It seems a little bit strange that all the Infinity Gems are on Earth. It's really odd. Aisha, what was her bloody... Aisha was the king Ian. She was the sovereign... Or high priestess... Of the Sovereign. Okay, the Sovereign Homeworld. Okay. Alright, because in the comic, the Infinity War story, the Soul Gem forms like a parallel dimension.
Yeah.
And Adam Warlock is in that parallel dimension, in a motel room, in a cocoon. So it may be that these people, the Sovereign, I think they're called the Sovereign. Yeah, they're called the Sovereign. They have got the Soul Gem, and they're hiding Adam Warlock in the Soul Gem. It's either that or it's Wakanda. And it makes sense if Adam Warlock's going to be in it. But if they're not going to put Adam Warlock in it, then it's going to be in Wakanda.
See, the thing is, I think they have to put Adam Warlock in it, because there's no point having Adam Warlock for Guardians of the Galaxy when his main purpose is to do with the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean? His whole backstory is based on the Infinity Gauntlet. So what's the point of just not even using him? So I would imagine Adam Warlock probably ends up either in the beginning of the next film, or he ends up in this film towards the end, is what I would say. Me personally, I think the gem is at Wakanda.
You think it's in Wakanda?
Yeah, because I reckon that's the reason why they have all the visions. If you've seen Black Panther, you'll see that they have these. They go into this room and then have these visions where they contact their previous, like their loved ones and that. And I can just see the Soul Gem being there.
Yeah, I given the whole thing, because it sounds like when they have like the Spirit Walk or whatever they call it, it sounds like they would be popping into this
Also,
other dimension.
Why would you have a full-scale attack on Wakanda if they didn't think anything was there? There's no need for it. You can go get the gems elsewhere and then basically do Wakanda over.
Yeah.
Later on when he wants to. So it seems no point of sending probably what looks like it's going to be 2 out of the Black Order there, which will be Proxima Midnight and Black Dwarf, which is Cull Obsidian in the film.
Yeah, Cull Obsidian, which is the name. They said that was the name of the actual group.
Because it looks like he sends them two to deal with it, along with a big old army of what are they called?
Outriders.
Outriders, yeah, which look pretty cool. If anyone's ever seen Mortal Kombat, they look like Goros. Oh, they look like Goro mixed with the thing from the what's the film called with Vin Diesel?
Pitch Black.
Yeah, it looked like Goro meets that.
Okay, I can see where you came from with that. It's because that finding that soul stone is the one. Because that's the one we can't place at the moment, and I would find it a bit annoying that the whole Wakanda thing is based on the fact that they were next to a fucking Infinity Stone all the time, and if they hadn't had that, they'd have just turned out like everyone else. Yeah,
and that's what was special about the powers, that they could access information which they didn't have before. You know, that's my theory from it as well.
Okay.
You know, they've already identified that was a meteor hit there, and it had a vibranium in and all that lot, and that's the reason why, you know.
And that could be like the shell for the soldier.
Yeah, that could. Yeah, exactly. So that's the way it's looking for me.
Okay. So this is the big question, right? In this film, the Infinity War film, who's gonna die? And everyone's going on about Captain America and Tony Stark copying it, but Vision's got it.
See, this is the thing.
Vision's got it. I think Vision gets it to the point that Wanda, I can't remember her name now, the Scarlet Witch, bends reality to try and bring him back to normal. That's why you have that scene of him in the trailer, and he's normal.
Yeah.
So she's brought a normal human version of him back.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like the Vision, it's either that or that's what he's portraying before he gets done with the stone. Because I noticed there's two things which happen in that. I noticed one, they're in a building there, right?
Are they in a building or
they're in a building
which
looks
like a wrecked street? I thought
no, the one where she puts her hand on his face. They're in a building which looks like it's in New York. Now, when Corvus Glaive gets the stone out of his head, and I'd imagine he does get the stone out of his head.
Yeah,
that looks like it's in a street in New York at night time.
Yeah.
So
the worst thing is, it looks like it's just like after a football hooligan fight's kicked off.
Now the question is there footage of him with the stone in his head? Yeah. Now this is the question: is there footage of him with the stone in his head when he's speaking to Scarlet Witch in the fields in Wakanda? Because there is that very scene.
See, because we haven't seen the trailer with him without the stone.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. Now, everyone always thinks New York is first. What happens if New York is actually last?
Yeah. So they attack Wakanda first, then it goes to New York, and then they follow him space with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
That makes a bit more sense.
No one even questions that. And this is the way you got to look at it. Obviously, no one knows because I haven't seen the film except for the critics who have seen the first half hour. But now, if he's got his stone in the battle, but then you see Corvus Glaive pinching the stone off his head, either they get attacked and they get stopped, which I very much doubt it because it looks like 3 of them are standing over him.
Yeah, there's like 3 of them.
Right, now if 3 of them are standing over him, and it does look like it possibly is in New York at night time, that's a guess, then, well, how do you know that they later on, when he goes back, they get the stone again? You know, so the questions will definitely be asked. For sure.
But
me personally,
do you reckon
think
Vision gets it?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do too. The reason I think that if he gets it is Paul Bettany's not very interested in that character.
No, he's perfect for what is required of him. And the other reason why I reckon he gets in it, I don't reckon he wants to sit getting makeup all the time.
No, I don't blame him.
I've watched the process of how long he gets makeup on YouTube, and you know, like where they break it down, they speed it up, you know, and you know Robert Downey Jr. enters his room about 3-4 times. And they're all laughing at him and that while he's getting his makeup done. And I just can't see him wanting to do that anymore.
Yeah, yes, I can see that.
Like if someone offered him a way out, I think he'd say yes.
Yeah, I think he'd say yes too. So I do think that he's got it. The other one that they reckon's got it is Rhodes. He cops it easy, quick.
War Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, he's the type that I can imagine. He goes into battle, and this is the odd thing. This is going to be the one which, if I was the director, how I would do it. I would have him go into battle, and Falcon's in trouble, and where they've had the beef before, he goes to save Falcon, and he cops it. That's wouldn't surprise me if something like that happened, because directors do play on things like that. I think Falcon survives.
Yeah.
I can just see him surviving, because I can see him turning up in one of the Ant-Man films.
Yeah. Well, he's already been in one, hasn't he?
I could see him being in one. Although I do think he gets seriously damaged. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets beaten up quite bad.
Well, I think his confidence is going to be the first thing that takes the fucking knock.
Yeah.
So he's going to force him to be more serious, which would then figure if he...
Ever become Captain America.
Or Bucky becomes Captain America, one of the two of them. So he'd have to become more serious at one point. So that kind of fits. So Spider-Man's definitely not getting it, because we know he's got a film after.
If Spider-Man gets it, he gets brought back.
Yeah, because this is the other thing too, is that in the story, Adam Warlock gets hold of the gauntlet and pretty much fucking undoes everything Thanos did. But they said that that's not going to happen. So there's two things to be aware of. One, if Thanos gets the Soul Gem and he uses it, and people look like they disappear rather than die, they're getting sucked into the Soul Gem, which means they're not dead.
Yeah, which they can be brought back.
Which means they can be brought back. So we can live. You can live with them if they get sucked into the Soul Gem. That's one thing. And then the other thing too is when the gauntlet is entirely put together and all the stones are in place and everything's in place, anyone who dies from that point onwards can be undone with a rewind, if that makes sense. If they have Adam Warlock in it, though.
Okay, how about this, right? Let's play a game, yeah? Let's call out characters going through it. And see which ones we think are going to die.
Okay.
If you get...
All right, okay.
We'll get the list up. We'll get the list up and we'll play a game of see which ones we think are going to cop it, both individually. We'll state a reason why as well. We'll go through the reason why we think they might get it.
Okay, all right. Because we'll look at what we'll do is we'll use the cast list from the film.
Yeah, because obviously we don't know. There might be a few surprises of people in there.
All right. So let's start off. The first one on the list is Karen Gillan's Nebula. She's going to get it, but she's not going to die. She's going to be like, because in the comics she gets turned into like a husk thing, where she's not dead but not alive at the same time too. So that I think if someone gets sucked into the Soul Gem, it might be her.
And that probably won't happen until the second film.
Okay, then we've got Scarlet Witch. Do I think Scarlet Witch? No, I don't think she's going to get it.
You see, I don't think she's going to get it either, because I reckon she's very powerful. She's actually a very powerful character. I can see her having some influence.
Yeah.
Thanos?
No. The Infinity War second part, or whatever they're calling it, Infinity Conflict or Infinite Gauntlet, or whatever it is, that's going to be the one where he gets it. Then we've got Scarlett Johansson as
Black Widow. Over the two films, what do you think?
I think that she's getting another film on her own.
You see, me personally, I think they couldn't give a shit, and I think they'll kill her off.
Do you?
She's not that much of an important character. I don't think she is. They're made out to be a bigger deal because of who the actress is playing it. I think, as well as I've heard people state, most of Scarlet Witch's stuff that she's done is in the past before she joined the Avengers. So it would make sense that they could kill her off and they could still do a film.
Scarlet Witch, you mean
Black Widow? Sorry.
Yeah.
It makes sense that they could still kill her off, but still give her a film which is set in the past.
Okay, so there's a.
So for me, I think she's a goner, whether it be in the first film or the second film. I'm not too sure.
All right. Then we've got Chris Hemsworth as Thor. No, Chris Hemsworth.
No, you missed Gamora.
Okay, sorry, Gamora. No, Gamora. Not remotely.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You see, I believe that one of the Guardians of the Galaxy lot is going to cop it.
Yeah, and I think I'll tell you what.
And
I think
everyone seems to think Drax will.
Yeah, because Drax is the one obsessed with Thanos.
I don't think Drax will. He's too much of a fan favourite.
I love Drax. He's my favourite character.
He is, and I don't think they would risk it to upset everyone. They could still crack on with films even if Gamora wasn't in it. Although I don't reckon Gamora dies. So
Okay, because the other one is Groot and Rocket aren't getting it because they're
No.
too marketable.
not at all.
And you can get other people to do the voices if you really get stuck.
Yeah.
It's how hard to do.
Alright.
I am Groot.
Captain America. What do you think?
This is the one.
This is the one we're torn on.
Right, because this is the thing, is we were watching the trailer beforehand, and you've got the bit where Thanos throws down the gauntlet onto Captain America, and everyone says his eyes are a bit yellowish,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that's the case.
See, we're torn differently. We both think that he's going to die. The thing is, you think that he's going to die in the first film. I think that he's going to die in the second film.
If he dies in the second film, he gets a redo.
You-
I think what happens, anyone who dies in this film stays dead. Anyone who dies in the next film can come back.
You see, from what they've said is once they're dead, this is what the director, they're dead. They're gone. So, from my perspective, I think he dies in the second film, right towards probably the end of the second third, I would say. So you're looking at just past the halfway point in the second film. I reckon they'd kill him off heading into the final battle. That's the way I see it. But you think he'll die at the end of this film, don't you?
Yeah, I think he's going to give the if one man stands against you, you will lose speech.
Yeah.
If he gives a speech about being the last man fucking standing, and if someone's there to do it, he will lose. He's as dead as a fucking can of spam.
They definitely do that line from the comic. 100%. That line is in the is going to be either in the first or the second film. All right, Thor. What do you think?
No, not remotely. Not remotely. There's a bit where it looks like he's going to squeeze his head like a fucking grapefruit, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think because the thing is, you have to understand that Thor is more powerful than Thor knows, and that was the point in Thor Ragnarok where he says,
Yeah, where Odin's trying
"Yeah,
to.
he goes, you're not the fucking god of hammers, are you?
Yeah, you're a god.
You're the god of fucking thunder, yeah, thunder and lightning." And it's like, I think that that Thanos is going to get a shock, shall we say?
But Thor can die.
Thor
can die. Odin's already hinted at. They've already hinted at it in the Marvel world. You go back and watch the
yeah,
films.
but he's not going to die.
He says, he goes, "We're just like humans, but we live longer." If he dies, it's in the second film. Me personally, I don't think he's going to die.
No,
because he's too charismatic, and I think they can make a fourth film with him.
yeah.
If he dies, he does die in the second film, though. That's all I was saying on that, because you know that he's definitely heading into the fourth film. Too much has been said about it. So if he dies, it'll be the second film. But me personally, I don't think he will.
Okay, so next we've got Bucky Barnes on the list.
You see, I don't think he will, purely for the fact that I see him taking over from Captain America if they make another film. Plus, as well, Sebastian Stan as an actor is actually starting to go up in the world of acting. Like he's starting to get some more roles than that. Like he was a bit of an unknown to people. So from that point of view, I could well see him sticking around in this film and, probably getting the role as a future Captain America. Plus, it's what he's got the look for as well.
Yeah. No, I don't think he's going to get it either. But there is a chance that he could get it.
Yeah.
But if he gets it, then what's his fault? If he and Falcon get it, then Captain America lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Captain America gets it, both of them survive, I reckon.
Yeah.
Which is what I think, anyway.
Yeah. Okay. So then we've got Iron Man.
Yeah, he's good as dead.
Last scene of the film with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Iron Man is favourites to get it. He is the favourite to get it. If betting odds were on him, he's definitely, evens, I would say, 100%.
Really? Okay. All right. So we'll leave.
I think he dies in the first film. You think he dies in the second?
I think if he's going to die, he'll die at the end of the first film.
Yes.
If the order goes Wakanda, New York, space,
he dies.
He dies.
They reckon if that's Titan, he dies.
Yeah.
Someone's was hinting at that already.
Yeah. It's the shrine they call it or something.
Yeah.
The shrine or the throne.
There's only four of them, five of them out there fighting him.
Yeah.
So,
There's Spider-Man,
Strange, Star-Lord, Drax, and Iron Man.
Yeah. And the only reason you know that Strange is there because he's using his magic
to help Star-Lord.
To run to the thing.
And it's only Thanos out there, which goes to show you how tough that son of a bitch is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Fucking hell. Okay, so we've got Clint Barton's wife.
Yeah, she survives.
She survived. No, actually, I'm going to say no, she doesn't survive. I reckon...
Thanos crushes her face.
No. When he clicks his fingers and wipes out half the population, she'll disappear.
Yeah.
And that's the reason she's in there. She's in there for the every person element, yeah?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, and she's going to and disappear when he clicks his fingers. Because in the comic book, he gets Infinity Gauntlet as a kind of a thing for Mistress Death. He clicks his fingers and wipes out half the universe.
Yeah.
Or half the population of the universe. And I think that the reason she'd be in it is so she can disappear at the end to give you a bit of, oh my god, he fucking wiped out half the people. Just like that, gone. We got T'Challa Black Panther.
You see, I'll tell you, if Black Panther had been done a couple years ago, right? I think if Black Panther had already been done a couple years ago, I think they would have killed him off. But because he's been done so recently, he's 100% he's going to survive.
Could you imagine
That's the way I see it.
Could you imagine he dies? That would be the biggest fucking.
And they replace him with another black, because you know the process. If you watch the Black Panther film, you know the process of how it works and how they choose it, and each person is represented from a different, different tribe, and they fight it out to become, the Black Panther, and they've already got someone lined up who could be a future Black Panther, which is a big guy. Yeah, you know what I mean, in the film, I can't remember.
But then
his
again,
name.
it depends how if Chadwick Boseman is like loving playing Black Panther. Then
of course.
He'll go. I don't
see it. I think he survives. I reckon he survives, but gets badly smashed.
Yeah. We got Mantis.
No
Mantis.
Shuri, which is Black Panther's sister.
Shuri, Black Panther's sister.
No,
she injured. No death though. Peter Parker, Spider-Man, no.
Yeah, it gets badly smashed.
No, I don't think he gets badly smashed. I think he fucking walks away fucking bruise free. I think he's going to be the only one that walks out of that thing and he will not have a mark on him.
Yeah.
I genuinely think that.
I think twice about entering.
It's going to change him as a person, though. The whole incident is going to change him and cause him to mature a bit quicker.
I don't reckon he dies, because there's rumour having it. They reckon he might make an appearance in Venom towards the end of the film. That's what, but there needs rumours. You never know whether they're on set or not.
Loki. I think Loki is gonna fake out his death, and I think he's gonna come back and fucking help right at the end. The question is, does he get it when he comes out and helps out at the end? Because Loki is renowned for fake outs.
Of course he is, and there's always those scenes that you go, oh, you're not here, and he could actually... But I think Loki's time comes to an end. They're too powerful. The Black Order and Thanos, if they've got him surrounded, then he's fucked. Because if that's true what they're saying with the scene where Thanos has got Thor's head and Thor's screaming because he's been beaten up, and it's because of Loki.
Loki swaps places with him.
Yeah,
and so they swaps places with him. Turns around and goes, "Don't kill him, kill me, because you only want. There's two of us."
Which would be the ultimate sacrifice for someone who's made Thor's pain in the arse.
It's his redemption arc, then, isn't it?
And I could well see that. And he's not escaping the Black Order. Those guys. You think about it. If who is it? Is it Ebony Maw? If Ebony Maw can get around Doctor Strange, then he's going to have no problem getting around Loki. You know what I mean? So from that point of view, I think Loki's time comes to an end. Plus, as well, they're on about him being the next James Bond, aren't they?
I think he'd do a good James Bond. He needs to bulk out just slightly, though.
Yeah, but he can do that, though. Look at Daniel Craig. He wasn't exactly big before he took the James Bond role.
True. Star-Lord.
You see?
Do you think he gets it? I don't think he gets it.
Yeah,
it's
only because it's what someone said. Right? They turned around and said, if you wanted complete shock factor, killing him with him being in the Jurassic Park films would absolutely be mind-boggling.
Yeah,
it would then grip the whole audience of like, you fucking what? Do you know what I mean? And it would also show you how powerful Thanos is. So from that perspective, I'm half and half on it. When someone put the point across to me, when I saw, seeing different people's videos on YouTube and that, I suddenly started thinking, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, all right. We got old Idris Heimdall. Yeah,
I think he dies. Yeah,
I think he dies. I think he puts up a fucking one of
I reckon Heimdall helps Korg escape the ship.
Yeah, he helps a lot of people.
Korg has to be in it. I know he's not registered on IMDb, but if they're going to go after the ship, then those characters who were on the ship, i.e. the Hulk, Thor, Loki, Heimdall, and Thingy, they have to somehow get away.
Yeah. Okay. Stephen Strange. No.
Yep.
Nope.
Think he gets it.
Nope.
Yep.
Not remotely.
Yep.
Nope.
100%.
No.
Right. Your case in point.
My case in point is he's the only one who can escape the effects of the Infinity Gauntlet.
Yeah, he hasn't been renewed for a second film. He doesn't know what's going on in the second film. He doesn't think they're going to renew a second film.
I don't think he's dead.
I reckon he is up in the air, just like Loki. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets it.
Okay.
If he loses the stone, he's useless. He's not.
No, he's still got magic powers.
He's still going to
without
be
it.
powerful, but he's not going to be powerful.
He's not going to be able to
now.
rewind fucking time and sort of shit out like that.
Then they're obviously going to get the stone. Look at Ebony Moore. He's basically got him cornered, sticking needles in him, telling him to be quiet.
Be quiet, little bitch.
You know what I mean?
Do we think that you got someone like Peter Dinklage or Bill? Someone said Bill Nye is a joke, and I was like, Bill Nye would do fucking wonders for a fucking voice.
It'll be interesting. I do think Peter Dinklage. I reckon he is. Was it the King of the Dwarfs who does the forging of?
Yeah,
he's definitely
Master
that. But I wouldn't be surprised if he also does a voice as well, because there's no what. Let's face it, he has got a pretty cool voice.
But you know who'd like to do a voice in it? Only because he recently died. Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Because Andy Serkis that lives for not being seen.
Yeah.
The amount of things he's played where you don't see Andy Serkis, and he's literally rolling around a studio in a fucking green leotard. I would love to see Andy Serkis do a voiceover. Well, hear him do a voiceover. Okay, I don't know who the next person is.
No, that's the bird from
Black Panther.
No, Walking Dead.
Oh, that's Michonne's the head of security for all intents for Wakanda. Yeah.
I think she gets it.
Yeah.
That's why they went to get her into that film and then get her into this and gave her such a big role in the Black Panther, because I reckon she gets it.
And we got Hawkeye.
For some reason, I just reckon he's going to survive.
No, yeah, Hawkeye's going to survive so he can see his wife disappear.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the human element of the story.
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
I oddly agree with you. I can when people sit there, because they make that joke about Hawkeye. Oh, when's he getting it? When's he getting it? Hawkeye's useless. When's he getting it?
So literally, when he
and he's going to survive, isn't he?
Yeah. So he wipes up half the fucking population. He's going to be the one that fucking survives, isn't he?
No, I can see that.
Then we've got Drax. Drax.
Coin toss.
He is 50. All right, I'll go with you 50-50. The reason I say that is because Drax in the comics his one power was he always knew where Thanos was. He could track him down like a fucking bloodhound.
But then that makes you think that that's the reason why he'll survive into the second film. And that's one of the reasons why it makes you think he'll survive completely. Because when they come to fight Thanos at the end, he'll be there amongst them to fight him at the end.
Yeah.
And the chances are, when they go to fight him at the end, they'll probably all survive. You know what I mean? But take damage.
Benicio del Toro as a collector.
He dies.
I think he gets it. I think he tries not to get caught out. Groot, no, he survives.
Rocket survives as well.
Survives.
Friday, who's Friday?
I have no idea. Oh, Friday's the voice of Tony Stark's AI in the thingy.
Yeah.
No, because it's an AI, for fuck's sake. Ant-Man.
We know he survives.
We know he survives. He's got a fucking film after it. Paul Bettany, Vision, we said this right at the beginning. He's one of the ones that we definitely think is getting it. Reminder, Happy Hogan, I think, is going to be one of the people who disappears.
Yeah.
Along with Pepper Potts.
That's the reason why they've chucked him in this film.
Yeah, so you can do it. And you've got Peter Dinklage, unknown. Mark Ruffalo. I think this is the thing with Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk in it, yeah? I think that Thanos? Who's Thanos? Thanos? I think that Thanos punches Hulk so hard with the gauntlet on and the space gem in it, yeah? That the Hulk is scared to come out again.
Yeah, wasn't that in the comic?
No, I don't think it was in the comic. But I think he punches him so hard because Banner seems to be doing what the Silver Surfer was doing at the beginning of the Infinity Gauntlet comic, where the Silver Surfer crashes into Stephen Strange's house and says that Thanos is coming. And I think that he's punched him hard, and I think he's wearing the Hulkbuster armor, and that's Banner wearing the Hulkbuster armor, not the Hulk underneath.
Yeah, that's what I reckon. But you do see the Hulk in the picture in Wakanda fighting.
But maybe that's the point where someone
And you know when you see all the Outlanders, are they?
Outriders.
Outriders. You know when they all jump on the Hulkbuster, I wouldn't
Yeah.
be one bit surprised if that's when he turns into the Hulk.
Yeah. And then Thanos turns up, punches him, fucking goes back to being Bruce Banner again. Every time he hits, he just turns to Bruce Banner. Instant pacification with that.
Me personally, I reckon he beats the living shit out of Hulk. But you know that Mark Ruffalo will be in future films because it's already been confirmed.
Yeah.
So I don't reckon he dies, but I do reckon he does some mental damage to him.
Then we've got Winston Duke as M'Baku.
Yeah, from the film.
Who is he in Black Panther?
I think he's one of the rival tribes people. He's the big guy.
Is he the gorilla guy?
Yeah, I don't see him dying, to be honest with you. Because
I see him with wiping mouths just for the fucking fun.
I don't. The reason why I don't is because I see him being in the second Black Panther.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Then we've got Benedict Wong.
Yep, and he's
Who
playing
plays
Wong.
Ironically, if you listen to Benedict Wong, he's got he's got an accent like we've got an accent.
Yeah, I know.
It's so funny because he was talking about he was bad mouthing the DC people, and he was like, kind of, because I'm Marvel all the way. Goes I've got friends on Facebook who like DC, unfriend them. Goes try and talk with celebrities who are in the DC films. Not fucking interested. Block. It was fucking hilarious. It was a really good thing to watch. Okay, so right.
Do we reckon he dies? I don't reckon he dies.
No, it sounds awful. It's a joke in B5. You're not important enough to kill.
Yeah.
That sounds really
He'll
bad.
have a bit part in the film.
Yeah, you're not important enough to kill, I'm afraid. Okay, so we've got... What have we got now? We've got...
Rocket Raccoon.
We've got Rocket Raccoon. No.
Nah, either do I.
Not in a million years. And then we've got Sam Wilson Falcon. Again, we came down to the thing was, if Captain America gets it, him and Bucky will be fine. If not, him and Bucky get it and Captain America will be fine.
Yeah.
That weird kind of... It's weird. We're writing a weird kind of logic thing. James Rose, War Machine.
Yeah, he's gone. I reckon he'll be the first proper character to get it.
Yeah. We've got Teen Groot listed on this. No, he's not getting it.
That guy's playing Colored Obsidian as well.
Might be the mocap. It's the mocap artist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it is, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, we're looking at the list from Thingy. Then we've got Jack Rowling.
From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's what it says. It says he's in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I had to look him up.
Dead.
Yeah, they wouldn't have put him in there otherwise, would they?
They did it to kill off. And then we've got Ebony Moore. No.
That won't be until
That's
the
the
second
next film.
film.
Black Dwarf.
Although I reckon a couple of them will survive and get away.
I think a couple of them will. I think that, out of all of them, Black Dwarf
Will die.
will die. I don't see any of the others getting it.
I
Dwarf and
think
Glaive.
Who's the one with the glaive?
Yeah, Dwarf
Yeah,
and Glaive.
him. Yeah, same here. I
Yeah.
see Proximity Midnight and Ebony Moore getting away.
Yeah.
Ebony Moore's too sneaky to
I
get killed.
think Ebony Moore, if they do another Strange film,
He'll be in that.
he'll be the bad
Yeah.
guy in that, because
Yeah.
there's a big thing. There was a big thing in the comics when they were doing these things. Okay, we're now starting to get down to fucking pedestrian.
Yep,
Dead.
Pedestrian 1, definitely.
New York
Jabberwocky
Magnet.
Warrior. Yep, he's getting it.
New York maintenance man. Got it.
Asgardian, yeah,
Wounded
he's getting it.
businessman. He's dying from those wounds, I'm afraid.
Yep, wounded businessman.
There's an Asgardian on there dead. NYPD dead. We've got anyone else? No sneaky stars.
There's some... I reckon there's going to be a couple more people that haven't been mentioned on that as well.
Yeah. Okay, so we were talking...
Because they haven't even mentioned the guy from Spider-Man in it. You know, his mate.
Yeah, and you see him.
And you see him in the film. He's not even on
He's
the
not
IMDb.
listed. Yeah, well, that's just IMDb being out of date. Okay, so let's talk about the Black Order, because the Black Order are like the evil Avengers. You've got Corvus Glaive, who's their leader, and Corvus Glaive's powers is that he has a glaive, a giant stick with a knife on it.
Yeah.
To be technical.
A butter knife on top.
Big butter knife on it, yeah, which apparently can cut through fucking anything, including Wolverine.
Yep, and Hulk's skin.
And Hulk skin, and his soul is tied to it. So if his body is destroyed, but the glaive isn't destroyed, he can come back. Which means we'll probably see that happen in the film.
That's so cool, though.
That is so cool. But I reckon the Hulk picks it up and snaps in fucking two.
In the second film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just sits down, just snaps it like a fucking twig, and then kills Glaive. Then we've got Ebony Moore, who is Stephen Strange's opposite number, who's doing all those fucking stabby things. Looks like he's doing stabby things.
He
on
looks
trains.
creepy as fuck.
He does look like a pedo, doesn't he?
He looks so creepy.
Space pedo.
God, man.
That's how creepy.
You'd be
fucking
worried
looks.
if he turned up and went on the babysitter.
Oh fuck no.
Here to babysit your kids.
We've got Black Dwarf in it, which they changed the name because it might be for sensible reasons.
Yeah.
To Carl Obsidian.
Personally, I think it's stupid. Just call him for what he was.
Black Dwarf, like Red Dwarf and fucking White Dwarf and all
like,
that stuff.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, I just find it silly.
But hey, you know, if it means keeping everything else the same, then yeah, fuck it, let him get away with them. He's supposed to be like their version of the Hulk.
Yeah.
He's got the Outriders, so he's like dudes, and he's the one leading the attack. It looks like he and Proxima Midnight
yeah.
are attacking thingy, and Corvus Glaive and Ebony Moore going after New York. Which looks cool. Now, what's it? Black Dwarf's got thingy, impenetrable skin. We've got Proxima Midnight, who's got you saying she's got a spear that's made from a singularity with a dying star in the middle of it, which is like physically impossible, but it sounds so cool. Magic, guys, just say it's fucking magic, right? And apparently she throws that thing in, never misses its target. But we
Except
see in the
scene,
trailer
yeah.
where Captain America grabs the fucking thing out of the air. Captain America goes, well, mustn't have been
And
your
we
target.
also see Scarlet Witch holding it and stabbing it into what looks like Cull Obsidian.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
Although it might not be Cull Obsidian, it might be one of those Outriders.
Yeah. But they refer to the Black Order as the children of Thanos. So it may have been that he did what he did with Gamora and Nebula, where he's gone to a planet, conquered it, and taken one for his own, and then
Yeah.
raised that one, which is cool. Now, you said that you had a bit of news about Hugh Jackman being seen
On the Avengers set 4. That's what has been reported.
but he could have just been there just to see.
Ah, come on. It's Hugh Jackman. He even hinted, like in January, he's like, I might have space just to do one more Marvel film.
One more Wolverine.
So,
It's like, this is the biggest comic book movie.
well,
He's-
Silver Surfer's going to be in the second one.
Yeah.
They confirmed that. They even talked about trying to get the Defenders in there.
Yeah, they said
even
he
talked
said he
about
couldn't
that.
get it, though.
He said he couldn't get it for the New York. He said he just didn't have time to put them all in, which is such a shame. That would have been so
That would have been-
badass. That'd have been really badass.
They deserve to be in one of those films.
Yeah.
They do. It's for Daredevil. Let's put fucking Daredevil in. Don't worry about the other lot.
Yeah, Daredevil and the Punisher.
Yeah.
Just have the Punisher there just for the sake of the Punisher being there. 'Cause he's
Punishing
badass.
shit, yeah.
Shooting some shit. He's like, Ebony Moore, take this fucking bullet, motherfucker.
But yeah, that would be cool if Wolverine's in it. Because if you've got Wolverine and you've got the Silver Surfer in it, I'm hoping that would be the case that you might get Galactus in it. Because Galactus versus Thanos would be, even if it's just like the opening 5 seconds,
Yeah.
just to warm you up. All of a sudden you see Galactus, the fucking devourer of worlds, go up against Thanos. He puts up a fight, but Thanos just kicks his ass with the Infinity Gauntlet. That'd be just fucking awesome.
They've definitely shown DC how to go about it the right way. The thing is with DC, because they're seeing what Marvel's doing, right, this is not me hating on DC, even though I am a Marvel fanboy. The thing with DC, what they haven't done is they haven't just accepted the fact that, alright, this is where Marvel are at, okay, let's do our thing, and if we do it all right with the right schedule, in 10 years' time, we'll be at that point.
Yeah.
And they could have done that. But because they're rushing everything, you can see it's rushed. You can see it's hash job. And that's the thing. For me, you can just see it's a hash job. And that's the reason why everyone looks at Marvel and thinks, oh, fucking hell, you're doing it right.
It's ironic because Marvel are even showing up Disney within Disney when you compare Marvel to Star Wars. Now, Star Wars films would just automatically make over 100 million.
But that will stop. That will slow down, guys.
It is. Solo's where it starts, and then the next Star Wars film is when they're going to feel it.
Yeah, because everyone knows when you shove too much of something in someone's face, eventually they turn away. And
Yeah.
this is why Marvel's done it right. it's gone, all right, well, we're going to bring this new character out. Oh, cool. What's his backstory? Well, you get to see his backstory. You know what I mean? And if it's a good film, it gets high ratings. You only have to look at Black Panther, yeah? Right? New character introduced. Bam. Beats Avengers, the first one. You know? Now, you're going to get Avengers Infinity War. This could well and truly break if it gets good reviews and even the public, like the good reviews doesn't really matter too much, the public decides. But if it gets good reviews and the public love it as well, this will probably beat Avatar, which is saying something.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm already planning to see it twice.
If it's good,
if it's okay, I will still see it twice. Yeah, because I just want to see all those characters. If it's okay, it gets a second watching from me.
There's far too many characters in this one.
And there's going to be far too much stuff going on to watch it once and have the chance that you miss something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that. Okay, should we talk about Far Cry or Deadpool?
Let's quickly run over Deadpool because we'll speak about
Deadpool.
We'll speak about it at a later date when we're closer to it. I think that's probably the best thing to say.
Okay.
Because we're still a month out, and with Avengers, we kind of focuses on that, isn't it?
Yeah. See, I've heard the rough synopsis of the Deadpool story, and the Deadpool story is there's a kid. I can't remember. It's the fat kid in the trailer.
Yeah,
he's got fire powers. Yeah. And apparently, in the future, he, as an adult, he goes mental and kills a load of people, which causes them to bring in kind of mutant control laws, which then causes like the government to then fight against the mutants and stuff, which kill Cable's family and his friends and little girls and stuff that he.
So basically, Cable's coming back to do a John Connor. Yeah,
he's come back to do John Connor. But here comes the thing: Deadpool and this kid get thrown into a mutant prison together. So he has his collar on to, they're the collars from, what was it? What's that fucking evil place? That was like the island. It was supposed to be a colony for mutants, but it turned out to be Genosha.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there's, it's going to be like that, yeah? Where those are like evil pricks. So he goes into mutant prison with him, and then Cable tries to kill him in kill the kid in mutant prison, but Deadpool won't let him. Yeah, so he gets in Deadpool's way. I think he shoots the collar off him, so he gets his powers back. Anyway, Deadpool then goes out after he escapes. Something happens, and his girlfriend dies. Yeah, I think she gets killed by the Juggernaut. She fucking immense.
See, that's what I'm looking forward to, seeing Juggernaut and Colossus go at it as well. If
Juggernaut's in it, because he's painted a big red dude in the
which looks like Juggernaut.
Yeah. The thing is that Juggernaut kills him, and then Juggernaut is defending the kid. Yeah. And Cable can't take out Juggernaut. So Cable needs help from Deadpool. Deadpool puts together a team, X Factor, who die in a helicopter accident when they all leave. The bit where they're all jumping out the aircraft in the trailer? Shortly after that, half of them die. Including some poor bloke who's just turned up because he wants to, see what's going on. Anyway, that happens, and what's his most Cable apparently has got enough energy or thing in his gauntlet, his wristband, gauntlet, got fucking confused with the Infinity Gauntlet, in his little wristband for time travelling to take him back to the future. But after it gets to a point, Deadpool says to the kid, look, if you want to kill everyone, you can start with me. And he puts the collar on. And that's the no way he seems all grey.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's then, yeah, and he goes to the kid, you kill me. Because if you want to kill everyone, you start with me. And the kid doesn't do it. And because Deadpool managed to turn a kid around like that, Cable was like, well, he's fixed my problem. I'll go back and save his girl.
Yeah.
So he goes back and saves his girl. And then apparently the last sequence in the film is they get the time-travelling bracelet thing and they fix it, and he then goes back and undoes certain things. The first thing is he assassinates Ryan Reynolds just before he does Green Lantern.
Is that what the end of the film
is? It's just them going back in time and fucking around with time. And I think at the end of it, Cable comes back and goes, fucking give me that ship. Apparently, that had everyone in stitches when they were watching it in the test screening. Everyone said they fucking loved that. They said it went on a bit of a downer because they killed off Vanessa. But they reshot a load of stuff to put it right, and everyone's now saying it's good, it's the bollocks. I'm hoping that's the case, because even if it's just at the same level as the previous Deadpool film, that's acceptable. Because me and you watched that. We watched it like almost midnight, like 11 o'clock.
Yeah, we watched it.
There are loads of people in there. They were fucking in hysterics. And when you watch a funny film in the cinema, you join in with the crowd and you laugh, and it makes things better.
It was just like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Yes.
That was at midnight as well.
Yeah. But it makes everything better because you laugh and everyone's laughing with you. And
I have a feeling we're not going to be laughing when it comes to Avengers, though.
No.
Although they said there's a lot of comedy in it.
Yeah, I think there's going to be
Thanos cracking funnies.
No, I do think
You're going to get it now? Only kidding. No, not really.
I reckon he will. I reckon he'll crack one joke in there. But you'll be taking him so seriously, you will be like, did he just joke?
Did he just crack one? Did he just crack a funny?
Did he just crack one off? So yeah. So there's rumours that they've got Hugh Jackman to be in that too, but not as Wolverine. As Hugh Jackman.
Himself, yeah.
I'm hoping if they do it right, it'll be Hugh Jackman tied up in Deadpool's cupboard, and he'd be like feeding him, like Avid Marion, and the guy from Big Brother. It'll be like that, where he's got him in the thingy, and it's like, oh look, it's Hugh Jackman, because you're gonna fucking release me.
Deadpool. I'm looking forward to a lot. I can't help but think about Avengers.
Avengers is the next one
because it's the order that it's going in.
See, the thing is, Avengers has got a lot of traction because all those people who've seen those films and watched those films and like to say like just the Guardians of the Galaxy on their own, or watch Spider-Man like Spider-Man on his own, or Iron Man on his own, or Black Panther recently and like Black Panther on their own. Their guys are in those films, and everyone out of blind curiosity is going to go and watch the film to see how their hero that they backed performs.
I know. That's what makes it so interesting. Plus, as well, I think the CGI looks absolutely fantastic for the film.
Yeah.
And the CGI looks great for Deadpool as well, you know. And it's mad to think that they've got a £250 million budget for the Deadpool film.
Did they?
Yeah, or something like that. They've got a really huge budget for this film this time.
Wow.
So, whatever happens, you get a Deadpool film, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to be...
See, I was always worried if they get a too high budget. If they turn around and said it was like $80 million or $90 million to make the film, then I would have gone, okay, that's fine, because they tend to put more effort in when they've got less money, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And giving them a $50 million budget last time, thinking it wasn't going to work, they pulled all the stops out to make it work. So it's one of those things. I'm excited.
Yeah, you reckon they pulled one of the characters, don't they? Black Tom Cassidy?
Oh, yeah.
From the Deadpool film? Yeah, so they reckon they pulled him from the Deadpool film in the end. Maybe they went with Juggernaut instead.
No, Juggernaut was always in it. It was because Juggernaut's Black Tom Cassidy's mate.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe they just pulled him in the end, and that's what they're saying. Deadpool 2 rumoured to have cut one of its villains. That's what it said on the internet. Literally, that was 19 hours ago. So, but... I don't know. Either way, I'm looking forward to both those films. I think they're both going to be awesome. Just trying to see if I can see the budget for the second film. Because I know the reason why the first one was so big. 150 million. It was this budget. So I'd imagine they ain't gonna have no problem recouping it. I reckon it'll be one of the biggest. If it's good, if it's better, if people think it's better than the first, it will probably be the highest rated R film, I think. Yeah,
I think there's a good chance that'll happen. Right, so we've got
Far Cry 5.
Now I'm gonna bring up a tiny gripe because on Friday I got a video put in my suggested ones was Far Cry 2 versus Far Cry 5. They've left a lot of stuff out, and the guy was just showing the little touches that you had in Far Cry 2. So like in Far Cry 2, if you stood next to something that exploded, you'd see him pull bits of like car or fence out of his leg.
Yeah.
Or when he got shot with a bullet, he would pop the bullet out and then seal the bullet hole. And then like the one where the bullet is in like the arm and he pokes his finger through and pops the bullet out the other side. And in Far Cry 5, he just bandages his arms constantly. You're on fire, I'll just bandage my arms, that'll solve that.
Yeah, that'll do that.
Like, if you're on fire, it should be drop and roll.
Yeah, or like get to the nearest lake or something.
Yeah. And then there was a thing with the pruning the trees and the bushes. Because it was like this guy was like, literally with a sniper rifle, he was just like pruning trees and bushes. And then he got like a fucking machine gun, just like mowed a fucking field down. Which you don't get in this one. And I kind of agree why he would be a bit peeved that a game so old had more touches in it, and you'd think that they'd just keep that shit in the game and carry on.
Yeah, but wasn't Far Cry 2, wasn't that on PC?
And on PlayStation 3.
Was it?
Xbox 360, yeah.
I don't know, I haven't played Far Cry 2. I played Far Cry 5, 4 and 3. For me, I enjoy it. It's probably because I enjoy the storyline more than anything. I'm not so much worried about the touches. Wish there was more guns. Wish there was more add-ons for the guns. Wish you could create more for the guns. But then I'm looking at Fallout. I'm looking like Fallout. I'm sounding like Fallout now. So
what's it? They don't have an AK in there, do they?
I think they do. Yeah,
I know. I looked through it and they haven't got an AK.
It's like the bottom gun.
No, they've got. It's like that's like an MP44 or something. It's not. I don't think they've got AKs in it. Because AK is like a classic, resistance, rebellion kind of gun that people have. It's literally. I would describe it as the what do you call it? The symbol of resisting authority is a fucking AK. Resist authority when you have to blow every motherfucker in the room away. It's only an AK. We've got that. It's weird because this time it focuses around a cult in Montana. I always thought Montana was flat.
AK is in Far Cry. You have to unlock it, yeah.
Okay. I thought that'd be one of the first fucking ones you'd unlock.
Yeah. I think it's one of the last ones you unlock.
Great. Yeah, I was saying, this one it focuses around a creepy cult. Because previously you had Pagan Min in the fourth one, who was the pink-suited ruler of whatever land it was in Far Cry 4. He was really good. Listening to him going, Arjay, he goes, can't we just settle this peacefully? This blowing up of all these things. Come on, tisk. That sort of thing. And he was great as it, and it was Troy Baker, I think he did the voice.
Yeah.
And I remember that this is one thing with the Far Cry games, and it happened this time around too, is I remember that people went apeshit because they saw a picture of Pagan Min, who is Oriental, with a guy in his pink suit and he's kind of blonde hair, dyed blonde hair, holding a local kind of Oriental person with a grenade, and everyone went mental at it because they thought it was a white guy. Because when they listened to him, they thought he was a white guy. It just didn't turn out that this was an Asian person who was educated in the West and kind of picked up on like K-pop and K-pop and J-pop sort of shit with all that kind of styling that you get. And they didn't realise it. And then you got controversy with this one because people are pissed off in this one because it looked like it was going to be all political, kind of against like Second Amendment, conservatives and stuff in like kind of flyover country in the States, and the people at Ubisoft sensibly decided no, it's just going to be about taking out these cult leaders.
Yeah, with some guns.
And it's, if anything, it's probably pro Second Amendment.
Just think, if they did have the guns and it was the way they wanted it, you just roll in there, you'd be dead within 5 minutes. Game over.
No, you'd be tweeting behind a tree.
Help me, please. I need a gun, but they're banned.
Yeah, I found that mad. I found that this shit mad because it's like kind of, I don't play games for politics.
No, for enjoyment.
Yeah,
get the fucking PC bullshit out of it.
It's like 2 weeks ago, I wanted to talk about some politic things in regards to free speech, and I told everyone we're going to put it at the end of the podcast, because if we're not poking fun at it and we're not doing it entirely for the entertainment purposes, people don't want that shit. They want to get away from that shit. If anything,
yeah, of course they do.
That's why you play games and shit like that, is to get away and like just enjoy yourself. Okay, there's some bird who practically sexually harasses you at this marina. Yeah, it's like, because she sits there and goes, I'm just going to go hunting for some snakes some one-eyed trouser snakes like that, and you're like, oh, okay.
Was that in Far Cry?
That's in Far Cry 5. And it's like, kind of, you can fill me in any time like that. And I'm like, oh my god.
Oh, classic.
Yeah, it is a classic, and it's an entertaining character. She's a really entertaining character. It's like, kind of, I'm grateful that we've got someone that's different and not fucking dull. So yeah, it's good. The gunplay in it is not.
It's not as good as it's been in the past.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel as accurate. Or I know in the second one the guns broke and it drove everyone fucking crazy.
MP5 is good, just like it always is.
MP5's got burst mode on it though.
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, it's got burst mode on it.
Not my one.
I'll show you my one. Show you my
You
one.
got a dodgy version of Far Cry 5.
No, seriously, it's got burst mode on it. I fire and it fucking like launches out 3 bullets and that's it. Because you do what I do. You sneak into those things. You pick people off left, right, and centre.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, how many people can you shoot at distance and get away with? And then when you get inside the base, it's disarm the alarms.
I killed one of the bad guys with a bloody MP5, and I was all the way down. He was up on this cliff.
Yeah.
And I just fired one shot, and it went right in his head, and it was a headshot.
Is that the one with the bird with the arrows? And you take out Cook? Is it?
No, who's the eldest brother with the beard?
Oh, you've taken others. John.
Yeah, he got it first.
Oh, okay.
That's where I started. I started in his little bit.
Because I took out. I've got because I bought the pre-order thing. I got a Barrett 50 cal, and I got a silencer on the Barrett 50 cal. I'll be honest with you, putting a silencer on a Barrett 50 cal is like, trying to cover up really loud fart in a library. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because it's
Peter
still
Griffin moment.
I put fucking loudener on it instead, and make it louder to intimidate them more. But I took him. There's a guy called Cook who, if you do the one with the bows mission, you have to take out. You follow around. You follow around. You liberate the two camps. You get to the last one.
Yeah, you get to the last one. He's got all the people.
Yeah,
he kills them anyway. He sets them alight, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I tried to. The moment I saw him, I popped a bullet between his eyes to finish him off quickly.
Yeah, I didn't do that. I blew up his tank on the back and set him on fire.
No, I just did it. Didn't want him to get away. That was the question. He can't get away.
When I was doing that mission, I didn't realise there's one bit, right, where it's like, oh yeah, you got 4 hostages to save. And there's a bit where there's like 4 of them standing around in this cave little bit. It's the second lot before you get to him. And you're swinging down a zip line. And I'm like, alright, swinging down this zip line. I was like, time to launch a grenade. I just killed the hostages.
You fucker.
Didn't even think about it.
Grenade time! No, there's hostages.
Yeah, I was like, I killed them as well, but
mercy, call it mercy killing.
Collateral damage.
Oh, dude, it's
a good game.
The vehicles, I hate the vehicles, but I hate the vehicles in all of them.
Yeah, they're not like. It's probably because you're thinking they're going to be like, why doesn't someone come up with the way the vehicles move like they do in Gran Turismo, and then you've got such a cool game.
Yeah.
That's all you have to do.
I don't know what these companies like. Does Ubisoft do a racing game? They don't, do they?
I don't think they do.
Because if that's the case, if I was doing that, I would have got the people who worked on the racing games to come over here and fucking fine tune our models for us.
It'd probably take them it wouldn't take them long at all.
A week. It would take them a week to tell them what to do. And then it would then take another week for them to get it sorted, and a week for them to test. That's 3 weeks to fine-tune the driving to make it top bollocks. The planes are fucking irritating, because I took on, I think it's Grace. I took on her territory first, and in her territory it's full of fucking that bliss shit. And it's like, I'm worried that at the end of the game, the more I've been exposed to that shit, it's going to cause an effect towards the end of the game. Because my logic behind it was,
there's always a twist in the fight.
There's always a twist. Yeah, my logic is, if they have drugged these people to behave this way, I'm killing people who have no choice. Yeah,
yeah.
Which is I think will be part of the twist. Yeah. The question is the father person drugged so he has no choice? Because that would be a good twist, that he was never responsible for his own actions,
and he's being played by like the marshals or someone.
Yeah. It's been puppeteered by someone. So my logic was to go after her, get rid of all that fucking bliss.
But you don't get rid of it because the matey's got it as well.
Yeah, I know, but technically,
my
my game
drugged
logic.
a lot in his one. His
don't
storyline.
trust me. In What's So Mushy's one, you literally every so often you get attacked by it, and you see a hallucinator in the fields and stuff. And the worst thing is, the bliss seems to affect people in different ways, and part of it is I think it starts to affect how you see friend or foe.
Yeah.
Because there's certain times where I didn't see a Wolverine, I saw a turkey. And the turkey ran up to me, and then all of a sudden the animation turned into Wolverine. It bit my crutch. Yeah? The guy smacked it off. I recorded the animation, smacked the fucking thing off, yeah? And then I shot it to pieces with a fucking proper machine
Do you
gun.
want a spoiler?
Go on then. Give us
Spoiler alert, right? In the one with the white towels,
Yeah.
you go through it, and with the elder brother, I can't remember what he's called. You go through all the things, and you get drugged at each stage. Each stage, someone gets you with an arrow, pulls you back, and you have to escape his prisons. And then you just wake up randomly in random places, and you'll be contacted by Dutch. He'll be like, "Where are you? You going off the grid, missing?" And the guy from the White Towers, the head guy from the White Towers, will be like, "Yeah, where you going? You going missing?" Like that. Gets to the last one, right towards the end, when you're about to fight the main guy, and you wake up, and like the guy's standing there in front of you, and he's like, "Yeah, you're gonna shoot me?" He's like, "Come shoot me," like that. So you shoot him, and all of a sudden you flash back, and you've killed the guy from the White Towers, and you shot him in the head.
Oh.
And everyone's standing around and going, "What the fuck are you doing?" like that. And they're like pushing him and all that, like, and he don't know where he is. And the woman's going like, she stops him. She's like, "I've seen this before. They've done this before, where they've drugged him and all that." Like, she's like, "You go out there and make it right." And that's when you have the final showdown with the bloke. And that's when I popped him off with one shot, and he was on top of the mountain. And that was a really fucking annoying but hard mission, because where I'd been depleted of ammo prior to going into that bit, when I got out, I was still depleted of the ammo, and I hadn't stocked up on nothing. So I'll say this, is when you're heading into the last bit, make sure you stock up on ammo and get medikits, because when you get into the last bit, it becomes a pain in the arse.
See, for me, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go to each territory, build it up to the point that they're all ready to fall, so I knock them over like fucking dominoes.
Does she use Wolverines, the bird?
No, she just fucks with your thingy. So she'll make a bear look like a deer, and you'll think, "Oh, it's a deer," and then all of a sudden,
It's not as a bear.
your vision clears, and it's a fucking grizzly attacking you. And vice versa. Sometimes you'll sit there and you'll go off on one because you think it's a bear. Turns out it's not a bear. It's
Turkey.
Turkey.
Yeah, with him, he has wolves. He has all the wolves.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I haven't got to the very bottom guy yet. I'll probably move to the bird next, and then get to the bottom guy.
Yeah, but
and you'll probably move to the guy that I've just had as well.
The twist is going to be with the bliss drug, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to be something along the bliss drug thing.
And what's the deal with the father? That's the thing. That's what I want to know. That's one thing I do love about the Far Cry games is that. And what's the thing with the Marshal?
I've got the Marshal. I've recovered the Marshal.
Yeah. Do you reckon there's anything up with him? Or
In the thing, he was fucked up on off his tits on Bliss, and he appears on the TV with the woman, and you're walking around, and it's like you liberate this truck stop, and you go into the thing, and there's a TV on the counter playing it. He goes, "Oh look, because the Marshal said that he was wrong." He goes, "Oh, I was so wrong in what I did." I got so fucked off, I put a fucking arrow through the telly. I was like, psh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It'd be interesting to see how it goes.
It will be interesting to see. I'm
the storylines are always good on Far Cry, regardless of the gameplay.
Do you know what I'm really looking forward to? I'm looking forward to my DLC when I finish the game, because Far Cry 3 is DLC. The fucking zombie, the Vietnam game, and the Mars game look great. And it's the Fallout was the last time I bought a season pass for something.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that season pass, apart from felt a little bit pissed off because I would have preferred 4 story bits and just 4 story bits. Like the Mechanist was great, Far Harbor was great, Nuka Cola World.
Did you complete that in the end?
No, I didn't complete that in the end. I felt a bit kind of interest kind of waned when you've played like 120 hours of a game.
That game is so huge.
I bought it on fucking PC as well, so I can play it on PC. I bought an Xbox One, so I can play it on my Xbox One when I get bored. And I've done that so I can feel like it's new. if that makes sense. It's a horrible thing to do. It's
Such a big game.
It's fucking huge. It's awesome. Fallout 4 is just... I really enjoyed it. It's okay. It's not as... I don't think it's good as 3 and as Vegas, but it's definitely in the fucking league.
It's hands down one of the best games about.
And the amount of fucking time. Oh, we got a friend called Carl, and Carl was like, kind of, oh yeah, because I just started playing Fallout 4. It goes, a couple of years late, mate. And he was like, yeah, I know, but it was going cheap and I upgraded my PC so I could play it.
It's like £13, isn't it?
It's like tenner.
It was a tenner, yeah. But fucking hell.
So yeah, he got it, and he was saying to me, he goes, oh yeah, I used the concrete foundation blocks as giant walls. And he goes, it's a bit crazy that I do that. To which I turn around and goes, Carl, mate, everybody fucking does that.
Oh, you can spend literally hours building a base, and then you can look down at the clock and be like, oh shit, it's been 6 hours. Just by collecting and selling stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's just that is an awesome game.
Yeah. That's actually, this is the other thing I kind of enjoy about Far Cry 5, is it does feel like I'm fighting the saviours from fucking Walking Dead.
Yeah, I was going to say that. If The Walking Dead was... I know they're doing a game. Right.
Just use the Far Cry 5 engine.
Just use the Far Cry 5 engine and just bung it all in there.
Yeah.
It's made... It feels like you're in The Walking Dead, but there's no zombies.
Yeah.
And there's no Negan or anybody like that.
Well, you got those religious nuts, and the closer you get to Negan and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the good thing about it. And it feels... You know, like when you're wandering along the roads, and it's just empty. Oh, that feeling is really cool.
I do like the whole exploration. I do like finding. It's got lots of stuff dotted around. It's like there's some empty spaces and stuff like that, which is fine. I found like the entrance to a fucking mine, which was cool. It's a good game. It's definitely worth a play. Apparently it made more money in its opening weekend than Black Panther did.
Fucking hell.
Well, considering I paid fucking £60 for my one.
I paid 60 as well.
So there you go, that's why it made more bloody money. Probably not the same amount of copies as Bums on Seat. But
I think because you haven't had a decent game like that for a little while. Since Fallout.
Yeah.
Like that type of game. Because you think you've had no Grand Theft Autos in between that time.
Yeah, they've had the Grand Theft Auto shit online, but not...
Yeah, but it's not the same as releasing a Grand Theft Auto game, is it? So, because Grand Theft Auto always sells like fucking hotcakes.
Yeah, the films don't come out if Grand Theft Auto is coming out.
Yeah.
They tell me we're not putting a film out.
Yeah, we're not competing against that.
Yeah, because people are going to be at home.
Because didn't one year, you know, the year that Grand Theft Auto released just before the summer, all the films lost so much money because of that, wasn't it? I can't remember what year that was. That was the summer films were pretty shit that year as well. Actually, you'd have to rewind and find that back. But I got a feeling it was.
It was Grand Theft Auto 3, wasn't it? Because no one was expecting it to do what it did.
Yeah, because everyone was just like, okay.
So I'm gonna have a quick look. Because I want a 6 to come out.
Are they toying with the idea?
I don't know. 2001. I want to look at summer films. 2001. I thought it was 2002, but. Summer films 2001. American Pie 2. 2001 in film. April, June. Long Came Spider. Pokemon 3, the movie. Bridget Jones, No Joe Dirt. Pussycats. Crocodile Dundee in Los Angeles. Wow, I missed that one. Freddy Got Fingered. We were talking about Freddy Got Fingered before we started the podcast and how a terrible film it was. The Mummy Returns, A Knight's Tale. Yeah, Knight's Tale screwed up. Shrek did well. Pearl Harbor screwed up. So maybe. Anyway, I think it's time we wrap this bastard up and put a bow on it.
Yes.
So, have you got anything more to say about Far Cry or Avengers or?
I think I've already said
Deadpool?
CGI looks awesome on Avengers.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see what happens with the film. That's the only thing I will say. I think it'll be awesome. I think it will break the all-time box office records.
I think it will.
Or it will finish second. It's going to get very, very close.
My money says it's going to be Black Panther.
Oh, it'll be Black Panther, hands down. I think it will break the record for the biggest selling film in the first week.
Okay. I think that Han Solo, A Star Wars Story, is going to be shit and not do any fucking money at all. And
Yeah, I
Disney's-
haven't watched any of the Star Wars films.
new
I
ones,
just
no.
have no interest in them whatsoever. I felt their time was back in the 80s.
See, the thing with the Star Wars films is because they're producing so many of them, they're not special.
Yeah, no, they're not.
Because even when you had the prequels, it was you were going to get these 3 prequels, and then pretty much after that, there's no guarantee that you're going to get any more films. So it kind of made them special, and you kind of went to the cinema because it's like there's no chance. George
yeah,
Lucas
now
might be
it's just
dead.
kind of like, bleh.
Yeah.
It's like whoopie do.
Whoop-de fucking do.
It'll get to the point where get to the 5th film and they're only making like 200 million on it.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like in about 3-4 films time from now, or actually might even be like 3 films from now. They're not going to make the money that they're making on them. I know Star Wars is a massive franchise, but eventually even the Star Wars people will start turning off. Because there's quite a few of them are quite disappointed with the way it's gone so far. Anyway,
Fucking Last Jedi. I've been watching. There are hundreds. There's a cottage industry of people making videos hating on fucking The Last Jedi. It's that bad, and those videos are fucking popular.
Yeah.
So
It's one of them films where people sit and watch and think, I could have done it better.
I could have done it better. I was just
Give me some sticky tape.
Yeah, give me some sticky. Actually, saying that, I watched what they call the misogynistic version, or the I can't remember the term they used. It's like a misogynistic version of Star Wars where they cut all the women out of it. It lasts about 50 minutes and it's really good. kind of just feels okay.
That's what it's like, I suppose.
That's how bad the film is. You can cut chunks of it out and make things better. It's annoying. I was just. The thing is, I watched that film. To this before, I watched this film with Dexter and my father-in-law. So it's like 3 generations of people going to the cinema, and I just enjoyed that as an experience. It didn't matter that Star Wars was on. It could be another film. When I tell that story when I grow older, I'm going to change it to Infinity War. Just to make it sound cooler.
Yeah, we didn't even know you
we
did.
saw Black Panther. Yeah, that was it. Because that was the reason it was so good. 3 generations watching Black Panther. But yeah. Anyway, as I said, right, let's wrap this bastard up. We'll have the other guys back next week, and hopefully everything will be back to normal. Apologise for the shit audio of the previous podcast.
Just wanted to say one thing before I go. Don't be cheesy. Take it easy.
And with that fucking almighty bombshell, it's goodbye. And you will hear from us in the next podcast. Thanks.
Thanks for downloading the Monkey Nut Punch podcast. You can follow us on Twitter @Monkey Nut Punch. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Monkey Nut Punch.